Yes, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about heat transfer. In your textbook it is there heat exchange. Okay. So how heat transfer, you must have been observing all these activities done by your mother. Okay. Let's see now what heat transfer exactly means. See, I have taken boiled milk. I'll pour this boiled milk into a glass full in this container, that is in a glass. Okay. Now what has happened? This boiled milk was having very high temperature. Suddenly that temperature is being absorbed by this metal, that is this glass. Okay, now it is also very hot. I want to cool this milk immediately. You will suggest me that I will keep it in the refrigerator, but in refrigerator what will happen? The upper surface and the side surface will get cool soon and middle part will remain as it is. But the overall milk has to be cooled immediately. So natural way of cooling the milk. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take a trough, that is a container filled with water. That water is having some temperature. Okay, so and I will keep this glass into that water trough. Okay, as per the quantity you require, you can make more or less this water, and leave this container into that trough full of water. Now what is happening here? The milk is having some temperature. That temperature is being absorbed by this glass. Okay. Again the temperature is being absorbed, or either the heat is absorbed by the water. If you will find the water has started becoming warm suddenly. Okay. That means this water is absorbing the temperature or absorbing the heat from the milk to the glass, and from the glass to the water, as well as this container is also absorbing the heat. Therefore, heat is transferred from hot substance to the cold substance. Now what we have to calculate here is how much heat is gained by the water, or either how much heat is lost by the milk. So how much heat is lost by the milk, how are you going to calculate? Heat gained by the glass, that is the container, heat gained by the water, as well as heat gained by that container, that is the trough, water trough. Okay, these type of examples you are going to study now for heat exchange, as well as there is one instrument, that is we call it as calorimeter. It works the same type how I have shown here. Okay, in calorimeter you can place any substance and find out its specific heat capacity. You must have studied this in your 7th standard or 8th standard. Okay, so hope you have understood heat exchange. Yes, just now we have seen how the heat flows from the hot thing to the cold thing. See here, from the hot, the heat flows from the hot to the cold, and till both the temperatures are equal, then the heat will stop flowing. Okay, so it is same like your electric current, it is same like your flow of water, wherever low potential and high potential, same thing of heat. Wherever the more heat, it will try to flow towards the cold part, and this cold thing will gain the same temperature as, no, both the things will gain the same temperature. Till that time the heat will keep on flowing. So this is an example here. So sometimes heat while flowing also, in between it is lost due to radiation, it is lost due to conduction also. So here the next, just now we have did this experiment, isn't it? The hot temperature water is kept inside a metal can, and the cold temperature water is there in styrofoam cup. Styrofoam cup, we have a thermocol cup, no? Many times we drink water, or either the hot tea is been given in that type of cup which is disposable. You could not feel the temperature to your in your hand while holding that cup or while holding that glass, because that is insulated. It doesn't affect by the hot or either the cold thing. So that is the styrofoam cup. So this experiment just now we have, you have seen, we did it, isn't it? From the hot temperature, hot water, the temperature, not water will flow, but what will flow? The heat will flow. Heat will flow from the water to the container, to that metal container, and from the metal container it will flow into into the water, into the cold water, and the cold water will gain the temperature, gain the heat from the hot water. This heat will keep on passing, no, keep on transferring from the hot to the cold water till both the temperatures become equal. Okay, this you can make it at home. You must be having this styrofoam cup at home, no, when guests come or when many, no, any of those celebrations are there at home, festivals are there, or either many guests are supposed to appear at home. So this styrofoam cup we use, no. So this is a calorimeter. That was a calorimeter which you can use it at home, make it at home. This is a calorimeter which we use usually for calorimetry experiments we have in our laboratory also. This calorimeter, this part, just see, this part of the calorimeter is made up of bad conductor of heat. It can be wood or it can be your foam or either it can be the sawdust, okay, filled inside. The other thing, this is a metal container, okay. So this is a metal container filled with water and the thermometer and a stirrer, and the whole thing is been vacuumed. It is packed, okay, so that the air could not transfer into it. What is packed, the lid is also should be made up of bad conductor of heat, so that heat from inside is not lost outside. This is a stirrer. Whatever thing you have to add inside, heated thing, that either a metal piece of, no, either a iron ball, keep it inside. This iron ball is heated at 100 degrees Celsius and put inside this water. Water will be having, first of all, it is having some temperature. As you put the iron ball inside or iron sphere inside, which is been heated already, what will happen? Heat will be lost from that iron ball and heat will be gained by the water. Here you will find the increase in temperature of the water. So what is that increase in temperature of the water? That is the heat lost by that iron ball into the water. So this is a calorimeter. We use water here because water is having the great specific heat capacity. Okay. See, this is a real calorimeter which is given here. It is used to determine the heat capacity, that is given as CS, capacity of, no, specific heat capacity of any material. We can measure its temperature, we can measure its mass, because mass and the absorption of heat, they relate with each other. If more mass, no, more mass of the substance, and if you keep on heating, it will take longer time to heat, but its specific heat capacity remains same, absorption capacity remains same. So for calculating the heat lost by hot object is equal to heat gained by the cold object. Hot object is losing heat and cold object is gaining heat. So that heat is transferred from hot object to cold object. And how to calculate? See here M, we know that specific heat capacity M into C into delta T. M is the mass of the material. Cs means the capacity, heat capacity of that material, any material. T, delta T means T final minus T initial. Initial temperature, no, final temperature minus initial temperature is equal to, no, minus mass of water, specific heat of water, because we are going to use water only for this heat transfer, because water only is the having more amount of specific heat capacity. Okay, see the calorimeter figure here. Understand, you have no studied this calorimeter before, okay, and you have to remember this formula, okay. M into C into delta T. Delta T is having, again, delta T means it is a difference between the temperature, previous temperature and the final temperature. See here, one more thing what I want to tell you, that is the radiation, convection and conduction. Due to radiation, due to conduction and due to convection, heat also is lost inside your room, or either suppose your room is very cold, you are living in a very cold region and you cannot tolerate this cold. So what you require to warm that room. So what, how you require to warm that room? Room don't have to be placed on heat. No, see here there is a no chamber to warm the room. The wooden no wood is being burnt here, and from the wood, because of heat can radiate, heat can be absorbed by the air. So whatever heat is passed around it, no, when you are sitting to your campfire, no, you have put a fire, and you will find the people are sitting beside that fire. That means they feel very warm there. Why? Because the heat is radiated. Heat is been absorbed into the air which is surrounding. So that heat is radiated. No, that is called as radiation, which is absorbed in the surrounding. Convection, heat keeps on moving. The cold air goes towards the warm air goes towards, like warmer thing becomes very lighter in weight. So they will take the place upward cold things. So that is convection. It keeps on moving. Your hot air keeps on moving. Okay. And the conduction, it requires a specific medium for conducting. So either your floor is getting conducted due to heat as well as convection of hot air through the chimney is passed out. Okay, please understand, read the textbook as well as the formulas. Okay, next time we have completed our lesson and we will discuss about the exercise as well as your word problems or either the numericals. Okay.